All right, welcome back. Hopefully you're able to hear me. I forgot my cable to connect my phone to my little wireless mic, so I can't use it today because the actual connection part doesn't fit the case. And I could have done it the other way, but yeah, well, let's see how it goes. So this is Chad Everett Broshears, or Sir Chad Everett Broshears to some. If you know, you know. And this is the Maturity Project. I just wanted to talk just briefly today. I've got a shorter commute, so the mobile office time is going to be a little bit shorter. My company and I are on our way, so the leadership executive team, we're on our way to the Keys today to spend the weekend. And so there's a lot going on, and I just keep reminding myself about like what has happened to get to this point in life. And I'm reminded of the Shia LaBeouf, whatever, however you pronounce his last name. He had a meme, and it's still kind of relevant, but it was, it was 5 years ago or some crap. Anyway, it was him going, "Just do it, just do it." And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Just do it has a macro and a micro concept. The macro, if you haven't been just do it, in the micro, that macro move is going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty aggressive. You're going to have a lot of something to get you off the bridge to jump to the river. It's going to have to take a lot to get you there. Or wherever, whatever body of water you need. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, now thinking about it, how many just do it moments have I had in my life? And getting down to the small ones, because they staged me for the bigger ones. One, they staged me in the practice of just doing it. The other, it put me in, the bigger opportunities, but I had, the practice in my mind of doing it and the habit of taking on something that I have resistance about doing, for whatever reason that resistance be present. So now I'm looking at it going, okay, well, I got a practice of that, which is the mental and emotional approach to it. So the cognitive emotional approach to it, the maturity scales or categories. So I had that, and then I had the what is the intended outcome and what has happened previously whenever I put myself into the just do it mindset. And I've recognized that it's becoming easier and easier to just do it. Just do whatever it is you need to do. If you know that, like for me, I've got a rule, right? It's an ethics that I live by, and it's a characteristic trait at this point because it's me. It's no longer something I push myself for in the standard concepts. I've just gotten more aggressive about at the time, which is like when I'm out and about or wherever I'm at, if I find trash, I will, depending on the total amount, I'll still pick up some trash, but I'll pick it up and throw it away. And it's my grandfather Buelis is on my mom's side. He's the one that actually taught me that, but he didn't teach me to do it. He showed me to do it because that's what he would do during the day when they would come visit us, my family. That my grandfather would walk the highway with a bag and a poker, and he'd just be picking up trash. And we're inside watching TV. My mom and my grandma's talking, all this stuff, and we got all these things going on. And I kept wondering why my grandfather would do that. Well, I know now. It was his duty to be a good shepherd for the country and for the world, really, to be a good example for humanity. And he did that. He made that example directly in front of us, which is the best way of doing it. He didn't say, by dictate, you need to, do this or else. It was, this is what I do to contribute on top of all the other things. It's just a way he can continuously contribute on a very low level. So as I am now, I will pick up trash. I'll do all kinds of things. There's just certain rules that I'll abide by. If I'm like going, be around my son or whatever, I may not pick up trash. I might move it with my foot, something like that. But the point of it is, so I had to get over all of the germophobia, and I had to get over all kinds of things in order to do this, that in my head about other people won't, or they should do it, it's their responsibility, it's their trash, stuff like that kind of goes through our heads. And I had to get into the just do it. And as I got into the just do it, that blaming them, or, in my mind, trying to hold them responsible, well, that started to go away. And then I was getting into more of the, it's my responsibility. And then the radical responsibility started coming in, and that's where I became very, very aggressive about being responsible, and picking up more and all this. So, I don't look like I'm on community service when I'm doing this, but it is a community service without the requirement. It's something that I do because it's something that I feel is necessary. And I push myself a little bit all the time, so it's just do it. But I had to come from somewhere. Other things, dealing with conflict. So I used to be so incredibly conflict avoidant that it would just scare the hell out of me to even consider having conflict with somebody, because conflict represented rejection. And I really didn't want to be rejected by people. I'm the second youngest out of 6 boys. I'd spent a lot of time in my youth growing up, even with just my family, and having that feeling of rejection throughout my youth, not getting the attention I thought that I was deserved, even if it was correct or not. Perception is what actually lands on the foundation of what we consider real. So yeah, I'm just like, I've got those challenges. So I would try to avoid conflict because I didn't want to get rejected, and not feeling that I have the right place and things, all this other stuff that adds into the doubt factors and, all of that fun stuff. But really, it just came down to not wanting to get rejected. That's a big part of it. Now, I've had to use the just do it model, if you will. That's not it's my way of qualifying it so I can share it in a way that could be useful for you or whoever is watching or whoever might hear about this. So I've just started saying, okay, well, if that's something that you're afraid of, you need to deal with it. You need to take it on. You need to do something about it, or it will own you in life. You will avoid conflict, which will reduce your abilities to navigate and to choose freely what you want to do, because you'll have the parameters of the discomfort of conflict that prevent you from taking certain actions or having certain conversations. And you really bottleneck yourself down into an odd place. So, as far as all that's concerned, just do it is the way that I got out of that. And I actually look for, I feel less emotion during a disagreement and more communicative. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Anyway, so I feel more I'm more open to communicating in a way that actually connects with the other person. So I'm looking at what they're saying and what's behind what they're saying instead of trying to mount a defense so that I can better understand them. I'm trying to steel man their position when there's conflict and argument so that I know the real tenets of the argument so that we can come to a resolution that works. And now it's no longer conflict. I look at those as growth moments. Every time conflict comes around, it's like, okay, I may have to deal with myself and I can be a raging asshole. Most of that's internal because I'm wise enough not to just lash out every 5 seconds, or however often I feel triggered to do so. So, all that being said, now the point of it is you can actually outgrow this stuff. You just have to start practicing. You have to start exposing yourself to it. Before you know it, you'll have new mechanisms to deal with it, new ways of creating a solution. So, yeah. All right. So that's what I have for now. Let's say, let's go do it. Let's work on it. I hope that the audio came through on this. I'm in, the Jeep mobile studio instead of my Challenger mobile studio, which is more set up and accommodating for this. So I hope that you're able to hear me. By the way, hope is desire without structure, and I've got a structural issue right now with not having the right stuff in place. So, all right. So that's what I got for you. Share the video with people in your life that you want to break the ice with, and like the video, like the channel, subscribe. That'll help. And we got a lot to do, man. So comments in the comment section, that gives me some feedback and some things that I may want to address, and to give you some insights on from my perspectives on it, and see if there's something workable that can come out of it. So, all right. In the meantime, let's grow together. Here to grow, baby. Here to grow. So we got work to do, but we really need to get started on ourselves. We can address the world after. Road to hell, paved with good intentions. Let's try to make those good intentions work, and it's not a road to hell. All right? Until next time, I am your host, Chad Everett Broshears, or Sir Chad Everett Broshears to some. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, let's get to it.